Hi, travelers. Tara here, Hiddenlotus Tarot. First thing I'm going to say is it was very, very cool here this morning when I woke up, about 20 to 35 degrees cooler than it normally is around this time of year. And so I have my windows open and they're out doing some yard work. So hopefully they won't be disturbing us. I would like to tell you, if you have booked a reading with me or if you would like to book a reading with me, please go click the link. It'll take you directly to the static front page of my site, which is called Important Information on Booking. Please read all of the information. I know a lot of you don't like to read, but you should, because I could be saying in there, when you pay me through PayPal, that I'm going to ask for your kidney. So it will behoove you to read what it is and how the procedure works. And basically, once you read it, I don't need, and once you read it and you understand what it is, I do not need you to send me a third email telling me that you have paid and that you have filled out the form. Why? Because when you fill out the form and you pay me, I get notified. I get 1,000 emails a day, and what I try to do is just keep it down to as little clutter as possible. So please go in and read that page before you book. If you booked with me before, I've changed a few things. Please go back and read that first page. When you click the link, it says important information on booking. Please read that very carefully. It'll make the process go much, much smoother. Now, I'm coming to you today with, and for those of you who might be interested in booking after that stern lecture, if you'll go to the little eye up in the right-hand corner of the video, click that link. It'll take you directly over to my site, okay? So I'm going to be coming to you today with a general reading for the sign, Sun, Moon, and Rising of Aquarius, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for October 2016. I'm a bit under the weather today. Not feeling myself. I feel like I'm either trying to get a cold, maybe I'm just getting old. Hell, maybe it's both. I don't know. So I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I know that the pollen count has been very high, and I don't have seasonal allergies. Well, I didn't. But I've been living here in Texas for a number of years, and so as I've become, I guess, more acclimated, my allergies start to act up, or I've developed allergies. So just bear with me. I have with me the Radiant White deck, and I have with me the Sibillas. Now, again, this is a general reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of October 2016. Being a general reading, it will not resonate with everyone, in which case, please check back to your Moon and Rising sign as they are posted, all right? Oh, and when you book, read the form too. Okay, make sure you read it well before you start filling out stuff. All right, so here we go. 9 cards down for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There's a lot of pentacles surrounding you, Aquarians. Interesting, because I don't read reverse cards, but what I have is the Five of Swords reversed has shown up, and it has shown up that way for a reason. And I also have the Nine of Swords as the overall energy under the deck here. Let me take a good look at what's going on. I only have, interesting, one major arcana, well actually two. I have number 13, the Death card, and I have the Fool. And major arcanas carry more weight than the regular pip card or the regular numbered cards, which are going to be like your 2 through 10s. Also the court cards. I have one court card here. I have this Knight of Pentacles. Now, in our focus is the Death card. It's right in the center and it touches every single card in the spread. And what I have, past, present, future, and of course the interplay between the different cards. And what I'm looking at is for some of you Aquarians, and even you moon and rising sign Aquarians, I have a complete and utter transformation. And it looks like it's on two fronts. So some of you, it may be in the realm of finances. For others of you, it is going to be in the realm of romance. I tend to think that the two things are related to each other. For some of you, it looks as though you've been really putting in a lot of effort and a lot of hard work. This could be perhaps on the home front within a relationship or a family situation. And family could be if you're a single parent, or if you're taking care of elderly parents. But that you've been working really, really, really hard on trying to accomplish something or finish some kind of task. The Eight of Coins is the card of the apprentice. It is a card about not only self-mastery, but also the mastery of the work that you're trying to get done. The coins represent work in the physical plane, okay? They represent the value that you get out of actually doing the work, how much physical work you're actually putting into whatever your task is. And of course, the major arcanas are spiritual lessons. So I go from an 8 to a 4 in the top row. And so I think some of you have perhaps reached a point where you're like, man, I don't even know if I can do this anymore. And whatever this thing is, it is related to this 10 of Cups here, okay? And the 10 of Cups this is the end of a cycle. So what this represents to me is that there was a time frame in which everything seemed to be rolling along exactly the way you wanted it to, or you thought it should, or you felt it, or you hoped it, or that you actually worked on it to make it be something perfect, okay? And the implication with the 10 of Cups is not only have you worked hard and long, you have worked in such a manner that you actually have enough to share with someone else, okay, or with other people. This card speaks to abundance on many different levels, but it's mostly emotional abundance. So we see that some of you Aquarians have been working really, really hard, but we have this period of rest. We have this period of sitting and trying to hang on to the gains that you've made, okay? Not making any fancy moves, not doing anything out of the ordinary, not taking any risks, and I guess trying to maintain the status quo. That's kind of what I'm picking up from this top row. Now I have 3 horses in this spread, and they're all moving towards the future. I think there has been some message or some news or an offer that has come and been put to you. And in a way, it kind of reads here with the 8 of Coins, the Knight of Coins, and the 10 of Wands, that this offer is in a sense going to alleviate those things that you feel are a burden to you. In the tarot and in numerology, we take the 2 numbers, a double-digit card, and we take those 2 numbers and we add them together. So the 10 is going to be a 1 plus a 0 equals a 1. This will be turning into an ace. So something has come in that's going to alleviate what could possibly be considered to be a burden for you in some way, shape, or form. And as we can see here, this is the 10 of Cups. So this will be eventually turning into the Ace of Cups. So we are really literally looking at a new cycle between these two 10s. Okay, death comes in to say it's going to be a complete and utter transformation. Now, the death card itself is the number 13, so it's related to a 4. And 4s typically mean a situation that is static or stagnant or not moving forward. However, we know simply by the nature of death, um, it is static in the sense that it is assured that change always comes, whether it is through an actual death, whether it is through simply the fact that, well, life doesn't ever stay static. So the static, it's kind of an oxymoron in the sense that um, the static energy around death is change. Okay, and that's kind of an oxymoron because I'm saying it doesn't change, but it does change. But that's the nature of death. We know that we cannot cheat death. We cannot run away from it. It is a certainty and a guarantee thing, but it is guaranteed and static in the sense that it is bringing about a change. And as you can see, it goes immediately into the Fool card. So whether you want change or not to happen, it is coming. And so you, I think, need to be prepared in trying to decide which direction it is you want to go. What needs to change in your life? How does it need to change? And once the change starts or occurs, it is inevitable that you're going to have to figure out a way to move yourself through it. Now, this 10 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, okay? And here we have a burden. But as I say, through this offer that comes in, or this news or this message, those 10 wands go down to 6. So you chuck 4 of those wands. You just get rid of them, okay? Now what's interesting is I have 4 people in this card. So I don't know if this is a death, of a relationship, the death of a marriage, the death of some type of partnership. It is literally the ending of something, because once death comes in, that goes away and becomes an ace. This burden and this stress and this success comes in and it becomes an ace. It becomes a new way of doing things. Literally, that's what the wands are about, the doing of the work. It's the it is the ambition. It is literally a change in ambition and drive. Okay, and the emotional component of that. And as we can see, it goes directly into a 6. So here we're waiting on something. We're resting. We're not investing anything, but neither are we gaining anything. And that's about to change. And whatever this is associated with, there is going to be a victory in that. In the sense that you're going to be able to take 3 of these wands and do whatever, and the other 3 wands and do whatever, and you're going to reach some kind of balance. But we see that this guy is in a position of leadership. Okay, he's on the horse and everybody else behind him that you can barely see is walking along. So what it says is that you're going to have to be able to unify your ambition and your drive and get people to cooperate with you. Okay, he didn't win this victory all alone. Even the horse is looking at him like, really? You want to take all of the damn credit? You know, you couldn't have done this had you not rode in on my back. So this is about harnessing your energies and being able to get people to cooperate with you. But now, I think some of you may be having difficulties with that if this is already occurring. Because this way, the 5 of Swords says a third party comes in, intervenes between 2 people, and wins over both of them. So let's say that you are in a business with a partner, and you guys have been partners for 20 years. And you finally decide, well, we're getting to the point we're going to have to expand, so we need to hire a third person to come in. All right? And that third person comes in and upsets the apple cart. but does it in such a way that you and your partner of 20 years fall out with each other. Okay? So the third party ends up becoming the victor. Maybe they quit and go away, but they're not left in the position that you're left in once they do. So the question becomes, what am I fighting for? Okay? Excuse me. Like this is being of two minds. This represents to me the two of swords. Okay? And now you have the one sword at the ready. So the question becomes, is what you're really fighting for worth it? Okay? There's a lot of confusion that will be coming for some of you. And it's going to be coming because this is the way it looks. Okay? And as we can see, we have this, again, extreme emotional contentment and a new beginning. It's like when I hold it this way, this is like you're going to be walking back into another situation like this. But it's not going to be as easy as you think it is. Okay? So you're being tasked to, and what I'm getting is that the situation is really not something new. It is, it's kind of new, or it's going to be new, but it's also been around for a while. That's why it shows up with the tens. Okay. And with the Nine of Swords is about anxiety, fears, nightmares, but it could also be about feeling guilty about something either you're about to do, okay, or something that you've already done. And that is your conscience coming out at night, okay? But I think what a lot of people miss about this particular card is this woman, and it is supposed to be a woman, is covered in, she's got this blanket on her. So in a sense, it's kind of saying, even though you may be going through this Nine of Swords, and they are leading out to the future. So this is about something that's coming up or that is occurring right about now. This is for the month of October. So if this hasn't started for you already, Aquarians, this will be coming up. And I'm going to tell you something. You have no choice in the matter. You absolutely have no choice that this situation will be changing. And so, in a sense, the blanket to me covered up is like saying, in one respect, you have some kind of protection, okay, on one level. Let's say the feet are going to represent the earthly plane. And what you've got to deal with is what's going on up here in the mental plane, okay? Because there's a lot of confusion surrounding this situation. And I don't think it's really confusion. I think maybe you already know what it is you want to do, but you're trying to figure out perhaps the best way in which to do it, getting people to cooperate with you. And these are perceptions, okay? And everybody's perception is different of a situation. Nobody, that's like if there's a car accident or a shooting or something like that, you got 20 people standing around and they've seen it, but nobody sees anything the same way. It's perception. So if you are having to move forward, I don't see that there's a lot of contention in this. I think it could be some stubbornness, which is kind of preventing the change from happening. And maybe two people kind of holding up the thing. It's like they've walked away from the negotiating table, but they're upside, everybody's upside down, okay? Nobody's right side up, everybody's upside down. And this can be harsh words spoken, things that can't be taken back. And this is something that's going to hold up this change that it's supposed to be happening for you. So you're going to have to figure out a way to move through this energy and with the least amount of resistance. And the warning with the Nine of Swords is, if you know you got to do something that's going to hurt somebody, if it's inevitable that you have to do it, you shouldn't feel guilty about it, but you're going to have to figure out a way to do it, again, with the least amount of resistance possible. I want to take the Sibillas and look at this. Give me 1 second here. I want to check something. I think this eclipse energy has really has thrown some curves for people, and things are changing in a way, even if it, it doesn't really touch you. I think everybody in a sense is affected by eclipses, and this eclipse, I think, was the whole series of eclipses this year was very, very powerful. But I think the last one that occurred was even more so because with the other planetary influences. 1 second here. I want to take a look at something. Right. This card reverse talks about resolutions and apologies, assessing the damage, debriefing, and mediation. And it's after all of the fighting is over, okay? What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out a way to, like I said, to get people to cooperate with you. And if you're not able to do that, and maybe this is why we have this Nine of Swords, okay? Because you're worried and you don't know how you're going to accomplish that. No. You see, look, you got that. Here it is. This 10 of Cups. Something that's going to come in and help move this along to be the Ace of Cups. And in effect, this Knight is holding the Ace of Coins. So it's like the Knight, this is the key for you. And it's going to bring about a brand new change. And as we know, when when change occurs, change can be frightening, it can be hard, and we can be resistant. So like I said, this could be someone who's just being stubborn, who's not wanting to cooperate, maybe two other people that are not wanting to cooperate in this situation. Maybe this is you yourself having falling out because you can't get them to cooperate with you. But this is your key. This is the key to why the change is happening, all right? Whatever this is. And it's something coming from west to the east. I don't know if maybe some of you are having to move and maybe leave your family behind for a little while. But death says that is coming to an end. And the burden or the stresses of this are also coming to an end. Okay? And that going from a place of not investing anything and not gaining anything in the situation, that has to change as well. And if you can do that, you have a victory, but you got something holding you up. So I'm going to take a look at what this Five of Swords reversed. You know, if you got to fall on your sword, so to speak, then do that. You know, don't come from a place of, perhaps some of you feel that you shouldn't move because you're going to lose something. But when you come from a place of lack, what you get is lack. I mean, it speaks like it's a situation where it could be work and finances and familial duties or obligations. Like I said, it's several areas. And what's interesting to me, most interesting, is that the Fool card is meeting death head on. He's not, his eyes are not closed, this Fool. His eyes are fixed upon the sky and the sunshine there. And in a sense, it's kind of like he's completely unaware that he's walking into a change. Okay? Because the Fool represents, it's the beginning of the major arcana, we look at him like an infant. You know, when infants get up and they start toddling around and we got to teach them, no, baby, don't touch this. No, baby, don't touch that. No, baby, don't do this. No, baby. They're completely unaware of what they're doing. They're just kind of moving along. And he is completely unaware that there is a complete and utter transformation coming. Let's see. I don't know if this is a divorce. I don't know what this is. But death is sandwiched in between this message or this news or this opportunity coming. It's an opportunity to be presented or to, and whatever this thing is, it's been a long time in coming, okay? Because he's the slowest knight in the deck. So it's been a long time in coming. But what it says is, even though it's been a long time in coming, the message that you've been waiting for, you're finally going to receive it. This is going to change everything. But some of you aren't even aware of it yet. That's why you come to people like me. But it's going to require you to and see, this Six of Wands is like an indication. We don't know if this guy is riding back from a battle or if he's riding back for, let's say, like an excursion. I mean, I don't know. But you would assume that he's riding back from a battle. He's not geared up in armor or anything. In a sense, it's kind of like he's riding back in after all of the fighting has been done. And now he's got to go to the negotiating table. Okay? He's got to come back and say, well, this is, I bring you tidings. Okay? And you've got to bring back this plan of action and try to mediate it. And they're, you know, and I'm sorry we raised your cornfields to the ground, you know, but that's what we had to do. And so maybe we can make some kind of negotiation on how to pay you back for burning down your cornfields. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to achieve to achieve a new harmony, because the old harmony no longer works for us. And we don't see how we're going to do that. We don't know yet. So let me take a look at this Five of Swords here. And as you can see, it's like you're working hard here. You've already been working hard to, let's say, bring about a change, but somebody's not, you're not on the same page with somebody else. Now, I had one card fall out, and I'm going to take a look at it. Domestico. Okay. Now, the Domestico is a collaborator. He's also a helper. He is a domestic. He does things for other people. He, you know, takes packages. He picks up. He drops off. He takes messages. He's kind of a sleazy character. And you're never quite sure whether or not he is friend or foe. But indeed, it speaks to someone returning. Just the imagery, walking. Remember I said it's like you're going to have to go back into negotiation and you're going to have to come back and say, okay, I bring you tidings from, but this is the person you're dealing with. Not someone easy. Can be a slippery character who is an enemy and somebody who's working against you. The Il Nemico has come out. Speranza, the hope. And if you take this out of the equation, you know, this is going back and hoping that you're going to be able to resolve this issue with this person. You know, right now, he's still in the energy of being your enemy. He's trying to thwart you. And it could be that you don't see that he's trying to thwart you. You haven't even figured out yet that he's been working at cross purposes behind your back. He's the third person in the picture. whether this is male or female, okay? If it is a female that you're dealing with and she shows up like the Il Nemico, what you're dealing with is someone who's extremely formidable, because they're coming with their male energy. It's not someone pliable and complacent that you can come back and have a soft negotiation with. This is someone who's playing hardball. I want to take a look and see what the death is all about. What is this the end of, and what is the change? What is the change? And then I'm going to pull some cards on this Nine of Swords, because this could be either you are afraid of having to face this person. This person can wield a lot of power, creates a lot of chaos. Sometimes change creates a lot of chaos. I don't see any fives here. But again, this Fool is not paying attention. He's walking into something. It's not a trap, but he's walking into something, and because he does not see it coming, he's got this energy. It's going to throw you for a loop. Death card. I think it is, like I said, it is a perhaps a divorce or a separation, or this card also speaks to like a job interview. So it could be, again, like I say, around money and the spoils of this relationship. It is a relationship, one that has been around a long time because it was able to reach this. And it's like suddenly things change. Some news comes in and something changes the whole situation, but somebody's not aware of it. And here we have the Vedavol. This is the sad, lonely man bound to his past. But that says that's about to end. It falls on the death card. So there, it's a loss in material wealth, quote unquote. It is a loss in emotional wealth. And I am saying the word wealth because I have the coins. It is a loss. It's not a loss in the spiritual sense. It is a time of weighing up and looking back over the end of something before you move on. And that's going to be difficult, but you can do it. But you still have something left to do. It's not done yet. Let's take a look at the Nine of Swords. This is a very interesting reading. I know you hear readers say that all the time. Oh, what I find most interesting. Oh, this is very. The stories are always quite interesting. Fear, worry, anxiety, guilt over something you've done, or guilt over something you're about to do. And even the Belvedere is facing the future, trying to, I think, knowing that whatever this is, it will be further down the road. It's going to cause some anxiety and some fears and some worry. To me, that's like having two Nine of Swords. This dispiacere, the tears, the worry, the anxiety. Dealing with a l'amante, female lover, or a shy woman who doesn't necessarily show her feelings a lot. So if this is an Aquarian person, female, or someone who takes the role of the female in the relationship, it's like money and family and property. And I say property because I'm looking at in the background, there's a house. There's a house. There's children here. That's why I know it's something built up. You know, I don't know if that's a house or a town in the background. Okay. It's trying to tell me something. This Eight of Pentacles here. Like a small town, where there's been an established, where people are established. It's not a very big place. Someplace small, a little burg, a little hamlet, where I think the people are well known for either the work they do or the things that they produce. They have a good reputation. So this leads me to wonder what that Knight of Coins is all about. As we can see, the work kind of stops. And I don't know if this is the work of doing the relationship. It kind of stops. Like somebody just checked out. Wow, wow. Remember I said it's like it's a small town where people have a relationship with the people there. And this is speaking to that relationship that you have with your friends and your family, and that you have indeed built up a good reputation, but something happens where you leave. It's like you get caught doing something, someone gets caught doing something, or they have fear of getting caught. And maybe what that is what you don't see coming. Is this. The news is coming. And it's something that's been a long time in coming. Now, this could end up being, and this is a card of extreme suspicion or doubt. So it's kind of like, even though someone is found out with something, at first nobody believes it. I don't believe it. I'm very suspicious of this. And you ignore what you're being told or what you're hearing or what's being presented to you. You're ignoring it. Being naive. Okay? Because you really don't see it coming. I don't know if this, Lanamika, is you. After the end of this, somebody just made a mortal enemy. Okay? Because it looks like a very, very tough situation. It looks like a very tricky situation. And I wish that the cards had more advice for you. But this is what they're saying. They're just simply saying that there is a change, an inevitable change coming. If this resonates with any of you out here, I'm very happy that I was able to bring you the message, because some of you, had I not shown up, you would not know. I don't see anything really bad per se in the spread. Very, very negative. What I do see is there will be perhaps a lot of anger and fire and passion behind whatever this is. There will be a little bit of pain. There's going to be some struggle, but you're going to have to temper that. And that's what the swords is, you know, tempered steel. You're going to have to temper that so that you can come to some kind of negotiation. When it's all said and done, you want to have some type of resolution, and you don't want to, if you're in this space, the Nine of Swords space, you're not going to be able to effectively get your message across because you're going to be living too much in your head. Or maybe you're fearing that you're not ever going to be able to come back to yourself. You know, I don't know. All right. That's what I have for you, Aquarius. God, that was 40 minutes. I hope that message has helped you. And until next time, namaste.